Okay, so Shadow Generations features Gerald's journal, which you have to spend ages unlocking. But we finally managed to unlock it. So I'm gonna do a live look through of it right now. Okay, so Civil and Requisitions Department Commander, your request for tangible evidence of the Ark incident 50 years ago produced very little results. Your predecessor was quite thorough in erasing the cover-up operation. However, Professor Gerald Robotnik's personal diary managed to survive. Ironically, we have Dr. Eggman to thank for finding it all. His journal was recovered during the investigation of Dr. Eggman's stronghold following the latest incident with the space colony Ark. Fortunately, time and tragedy have not been kind to the journal. What you're holding now is all that remains of the original book. I'm afraid there is no way of recovering the missing pages, nor can I restore the damaged or redacted elements. It's a pity, as I would have very much liked the greater insight into Gerald and Maria's lives. Oh, isn't that like the guy who's like the kid with the 2 eyes or something? I mean, like the two different colored eyes. So I take great pride in my research and discoveries. Few men are labeled as geniuses in their own time, but nothing compares to my pride in my boys. They both graduated. Oh my god, why is this in such scribbly text? I can barely read what it's supposed to say, bro. I can't work out what that says. And in record time, no less, they'll have their doctorates in no time. It seems my passion for archaeology and robotics was split between them, but I guess that's what makes them chips off the old block. Ho ho! Cannot wait to see what ins bring them to this world. Tree, I cannot believe how much time has passed. It feels like yes, I was celebrating my boys becoming men, and now I'm a grandfather. Her name is blank, and she is perfect in every way. I'm assuming this is referring to Maria. She brings a smile to not everyone's face, and everyone falls in love with her the moment they lay eyes on her. Okay, Oh, so this is about when he finds Angel Island, I'm guessing. I deciphered the engravings on the ancient ring I found in a previous dig in the jungle. That's a stage from Sonic like 2 or 3, right? Calculate the location of a fabled flying paradise. I went alone to verify my findings and was rewarded with the spectacle of an angelic island. The land was vast, lush, and hosted with a number of biomes in close proximity to each other. I believe I could see an entire floating city at one point. Most majestic of all was a shrine devoted to what appeared to be a massive could this be the legendary? I dared not approach or overstay my welcome. As much as I wanted to uphold every inch of the island, I felt it was a sacred land. Just setting foot on the soil felt taboo. I don't know if any civilization remains. The land is vast and my stay was brief. The majesty of that emerald and the shrine away for the rest of my life. So this is basically confirmation that Shadow is in fact based off the mural he saw in Angel Island, right? Which has been like a common fan theory for years. So entry 185. I'm about to embark on the most ambitious project of my life. The Earth's first orbital space colony will be the ninth wonder of the world. What was the eighth? What do you mean the ninth? Is this supposed to be the eighth wonder then? Like, okay, whatever. It will be a place of science researching all manner of ways to improve our home below. Seeing it as a vessel meant to preserve life and aid in the harshness of space, I have christened it the Ark. It shall be a vessel to pass on the value of life and a place for the next generation. Okay, that's cute. Oh wait, okay, there's more actually. And while most of the megastructure will be hidden within the planetoid, I must have gotten a little self-indulgent. The only real concern is the source of the funding. While the United Federation supports most of the financing, it is coming from, I'm assuming, Gun. No illusions about what they'll want, but I'm building the Ark to preserve life, and while I have my concerns, I am a genius, so I'm sure I'll figure something out when the time comes. So yeah, I'm guessing he basically knew that Gun would like try and turn it into a Death Star. Entry 389. Life and work aboard the Ark has been exciting for good and for ill. As a positive, we've acquired one of the legendary somethings for our research to hold. They are said to hold unlimited power, and preliminary tests suggest that some effect on space-time bending reality, the one's imagination of the possibilities. Sadly, somebody is doing just that, but in all the wrong ways. Their desire for us, okay, so that's definitely Gunn he's talking about, becoming irrelevantly overt and decreasingly polite. I used my clout to get a direct line for the president to ask for him to intervene. He said he would, but then asked me for something equally obscene. He wants me to discover a means to immortality. I aim to improve life, not perfect it. Everything gives way to entropy. Contempt is laughable, and the concept is laughable, and he's basically and is that shallow or shadow? I refused him outright. In retrospect, perhaps it would have been more diplomatic about it. Find myself on edge. Political pressures are tied. I'm told Maria is sick and with no clear diagnosis. I wish I could get into it myself, but I'm needed abroad. The Ark, hopefully this will pass and she'll recover soon. She is too precious to be left to suffer. The all-powerful, the power to bind a soul, the destiny, the eternity, I'm assuming that's supposed to say. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. Oh, is this Gerald? Okay, I wasn't expecting Gerald to have a page in this. Entry 402, I have uncovered a most interesting specimen from the warehouse. It was first recovered by my son Blank, who became quite the archaeologist. I believe it was some sort of puppet or robot made by the ancient people. First, I didn't think anything of it, but I was experimenting on the Blank. It began to move. This suggests the possibility that even the ancient civilizations could harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds. When I was researching various papers dedicated to them and this robot, I discovered that there was a possibility that this robot was something incredible. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this robot may be the cause of the destruction of the fourth great civilization. I'm not sure I believe it yet, though. Entry 407, I am no longer able to ignore the possibility of... Oh, so basically they're saying the Jim will wipe out the human race at some point. That's insane, actually. I have discovered a stone tablet which confirms as much. According to the tablet, it falls from the heavens and the something is joined that exits something, through, though it is difficult to be certain. I'm assuming I have been watching... It has been watching my movements. I'm unsure what to do. I'm guessing I was amazed by its abilities. I'm assuming it's very powerful. Yeah, basically he's just saying that General is insanely OP. Entry 428. It has been a trying time to say the least. Maria was diagnosed with neuroimmunodeficiency syndrome. Is that like a real thing that exists? I feel like I have heard of that being an actual illness. There is no cure yet. I pulled some strings and got her brought aboard the Ark for some treatment and assessment. The low-gravity environment should help keep her symptoms manageable. Family has been less than enthusiastic with my decision. Despite everything, she remains the most positive person in the room. Most of the staff here left their families back on Earth, so I'm worried she'll feel lonely. Instead, she's become the adoptive daughter of every researcher on the Ark. Moreover, she has become a big sister to the Ark's happy little accident after a few years. Okay, so yeah, that's the two different eye-coloured kid, the gun commander, whatever his name is. President keeps prompting me with his guest to unlock the mysteries of life. Perhaps with his funding and clout, I can find a means to cure Maria while chasing that shadow. Okay, so Entry 515. I'm assuming this is Gun again, has dropped all pretense in its demanding weapons research in exchange for continuing funding. I promised the president I'd begin work on Project Shadow, but when he can't get them to back down, it appears I have a gun to my head. Oh, is that how they... I mean, I know the acronym is Guardian Unit of Nations, but is that actually how they technically, decided on that acronym in the first place? That's interesting if so. Years ago, I discovered the rewards of an ancient god of destruction called Chaos. It was said to command the fury and force of the ocean, or something to that effect. I've begun developing a basic AI-driven apparatus that can generate cohesion in water and produce uncontrolled shape for basic actions. For the top brass, they can turn any body of water into an autonomous weapon. Deep down, I'm hoping it can be used as easily by search and rescue units. Imagine a flood bring itself back the aid and those in the rubble. Okay, that's really cool that Chaos was originally supposed to be like a search and rescue robot, and then just nearly flooded the planet. Entry 530, Research Project Shadow is in full swing. The first step has been learning how to siphon the Chaos Emerald energy and apply it to living tissue. To that end, I've developed the Chaos Drives. Direct application seems to any organism that would directly interface with the emerald that would be fearsome indeed. The initial tests were promising, so we're now moving on to the next stage in trials. I will be using salamanders for their regenerative abilities and manageable size. We will begin applying Chaos Drives to the test subject and see how its vitals respond. And to keep Maria from breathing down my... I'm guessing Garden, breathing down my neck, I've been supplying them with Chaos Drives as batteries for their mechanized division. I loathe these powering engines of war, but sacrifices have to be made if I'm to save Maria. I'll figure something out in the long run. I am a genius after all. Now, this is actually fascinating to read. Entry 568, Project Shadow has reached an I can't work out what that says. The subject exhibits accelerated cellular growth for the point it cannot support its own biological systems. I've developed an external life support system to compensate, but it will need to be upgraded and redesigned as the subject continues to grow. The way it thrashes and wars, it is uncontrollable. Furthermore, it is generating unexplained energy reactions in the Is this an expression of the Chaos Emerald's power? Can a living thing produce such energy? Can it be controlled? There are for many questions, and unfortunately the answers lie in the bio lizard's life. I will keep it alive and as comfortable as I can until I have the answers I need. I found a region in the Ark that should be able to safely house it while we continue our preliminaries, I'm guessing. I am not sure what I will tell Gun. Oh, Maria, I'm guessing. I do not want to lie to her, but I think the truth is too cruel. Entry 589. Maria is growing into a lovely young woman. It breaks my heart that someone as bright and energetic as her is diminished by this disease. There are no visible effects, and I've caught my fellow researchers muttering to one another about her illness. It is infuriating. I find all my research and restraint vanishes when she's slighted, and yet she remains an unending front for... I'm guessing it's basically trying to say, even though I can't work out some of these words, that basically she's a nice person and doesn't kind of care about her problems. She has total faith in me and that Project Shadow will be able to cure her. Her family back on Earth has no such faith. It has been so long, some of the researchers actually think she was born here. Family either wants her better or wants her home. I can do neither. There is... Okay, yeah, it's basically saying her family are being dickheads. Entry 616. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I am indeed a desperate man. The Black Comet returned from Earth on its 50-year orbit. I had no idea it actually harbored aliens. Aboard it was Black Doom, and somehow he knew about the Chaos Emeralds and seemed impressed with my work. Offered me a Fastuan deal. I accepted. Using his DNA, I was able to overcome the energy hurdle Project Shadow had put before me. The small, sturdy bipedal I developed and perfectly interact with chaos energy. I'm guessing like Black Doom wanted me to craft a herald for his future invasion. What he wants Project Shadow to generate undying soldiers for them. And Gunn wants Project Shadow to generate undying soldiers for them. I will play them both for fools. Entry 620. When I launched Project Shadow, initially I named it with the scorn and mockery I was trying to grab hold of an intangible goal. Later it sounded appropriately villainous as I was toying with the fundamentals of life itself. But then Maria looked upon the unfinished specimen and put the things into a new perspective. A shadow tells you which way to go and find the light. In an instant she cut through all my cynicism and doubt and filled me with hope. Shadow, as she's come to call him, will not be dark creature, but a champion of life and of hope. I would not have seen that if it weren't for Maria. She is truly a remarkable person who will do great and wondrous things for the world. If only he knew. If only he knew. This is like way longer than I thought it was. Like, damn, how have I been reading this for 17 minutes? Entry 633. I will now understand why this being was named Gizoid. In the ancient tongue, it means everything. According to the stone tablet, I'm just going to call him General, because, like, that's his name. If General establishes a link with somebody, it will swear loyalty to that person. Perhaps it still lacks chaos energy, but it has been saying the word link to me in broken tones. He went on to explain, show me your true strength, and I shall obey. I am all things, and all things belong to me. So as it suggested, I brought before it my collection of model guns, and fired them all. Then suddenly it said, I shall follow your every command and never leave your side. And since then it refuses to listen to anyone but me. While it is still a fearsome weapon of destruction, while it remains under my control, at least it won't be used for evil. However, if somebody with evil intentions were to form a link with General, I don't even want to think about what would happen. Must research how one can re-establish a link with him. Entry 640. The upper echelon is going crazy. Perhaps they aim to freeze Project Shadow. Soon the ultimate life form, Shadow, will be completed. The application to my granddaughter is also immediate. I cannot just let them stop my study at this point, because I am the only one who can save my granddaughter's life. Entry 642. The higher-ups are threatening to shut down the research facility, and no choice but to hand them General to buy more time for my research. I also tried to be careful and commanded it to never absorb any dangerous technologies. However, I have heard that other researchers have been making General absorb weapons. Apparently, the way to cause General to form a new link is to show it the power that surpasses that of its former master. While it possesses immense danger, I cannot... It's using force, I'm guessing. Tree 650. The top brass still aren't satisfied. General, it isn't high enough or flashy enough for them. Fine, I've developed a weapon I'm calling the Eclipse Cannon to tap directly into the Arc Central Reactor to produce a lethal degree of firepower. They'll love it. However, to use it on any target on the Earth will destroy the world. They'll never be able to fire it. Checkmate. It will, however, be the perfect tool to deal with the Black Comet when they return. Eclipse means shadow. This Eclipse Cannon, my gift to him in a battle he'll never ask for. I'm so sorry. Okay, Blank doesn't know the full scope of... I'm guessing Maria doesn't know the full scope of what Shadow has been designed for, but she understands he is under tremendous strain. She's helped me conceptualize a number of accessories that will help focus his power and aid in his mobility. I'm researching Chaos Control to see if I can gain an understanding of it before Shadow awakens. The power to stop time and space is incredible, and I don't want it to have to try and learn its intricacies on its own. Deep down, I know this program is superficial, gentle at best. The larger issue remains. This isn't something in my family. I've gone this right ground between. Okay, I love how that bit has nothing to do with what the actual picture above it. Like we're nearly at the end now. So Project Shadow is now complete, and Shadow has been awakened. I pre-programmed a great deal of data into his mind, but his ability to sit out and apply it to his situation is remarkable. All of his vitals are strong, and there seems to be no signs of instability or mutation. He stands in stark contrast to the monster we have sealed below the decks. But all success of the physical and natural powers comes second his relationship to Maria. I had hoped they'd get along, but it's far better than that. She is his guide to the world, and he is her stalwart companion. Never have I seen such insane mutual friendship. The bond between their something, I am truly moved. They remind me of why I've been working so hard. They bring me hope. Back on Earth, been blessed with back on Earth, somebody has been blessed with another little girl. And she has none of the genetic because linked to Maria's condition. While this is welcome news, the unspoken is received loud and clear. Wait, so Maria has a sister? Is that what they're saying? Because that's an insane lore drop, if so. I hope a future game explores like the rest of the Robotnik family. That would be really interesting. Entry question mark. My worst fears have come true. The something... General has absorbed enough weaponry and technology that it started to get out of control. The resulting response in the destruction of most of the Ark. I have detained the Nest tablet to... So when the Gazord has learned all that it can, it will become a god of wrath, and all will be destroyed. The researchers somehow managed to subdue the Gazord and sealed it away. Luckily, it only had one drive installed. If it were to have all 7 emeralds installed, it might destroy the whole planet. General is too much of a liability. I tried destroying its core, but nothing I did worked. I understand far too little of the technology that built him. The best hope is to try and reprogram it to be free-willed, emotion-based. Entry hashtag. I lost track of the days. Not very scientific of me. I'm strained. Something the Gizzard's mage aroused the artificial chaos to Zen stuck. Oh my god, why is this like so blurry and unreadable? Instead, they became violent. Okay, so I'm basically guessing that General caused his like chaos, like clone to go completely berserk. Okay, this basically just looks like he's scribbled complete gibberish. Unknown life form got way out of hand. I equipped my weapons with a heart. The power is obtained from oneself, but what is the bottom? The hearts yearn for someone. I believe all the confidence should cease. Anyone? Okay, so it's bring hope to humanity. Like, this feels more like a message to Shadow. Oh yeah, so this is assumably the bit where the gun soldiers invade, because this is saying that like they've boarded and they're trying to destroy his facility. So I'm guessing he like writ this bit in a right hurry. So this is the final page. I found Wait, why is it say, like, assuming it's supposed to be Maria, but then it's got name, which makes no sense. Among those who died when the Ark was shut down, she meant to me, and I couldn't hear the thought. Just died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her somehow, some way. I got scared as I was no longer able to control my thoughts. All I could do was think about that I wanted it all to end. Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish to release and awaken it to the world, if you wish to fill the world with destruction. Property of the Eggman Empire. Okay, I love how it initially says property of Gun, and then, like, Ivo just slapped his sticker over it. So, no, that was insane. I really hope this means we get a game in future delving, like, into the rest of the family. Because there's clearly, like, Maria has a sister. Obviously, like, Eggman himself must have parents. If, Gerald was his grandfather. So I'm really intrigued to see if any of, like, the lore stuff from this book comes through. And also, evidently, like, Gerald must have been the cause. Because obviously Gun has, like, mechs and stuff, which never really made sense as to, like, how technology was so advanced in the Sonic universe. I'm guessing that's how. Because they just basically copy-pasted Gerald and just made much weaker, like, robots that required human pilots. So that's super interesting. Obviously, the lore of, like, how the Eclipse cannon was built and why and everything was also really intriguing as well. Obviously, let me know in the comments below what you thought of that. Also, if you could decipher some of the words that I couldn't, feel free to laugh at me, as I guess. But anyway, there we go.